BP, Unilever, and HSBC have failed to properly exit Russia, new report warns.
Here's a summary of the article.
3 FTSE 100 companies, HSBC Holdings, Unilever, and BP, have been named as members of a dirty dozen of high-profile multinationals still heavily involved in Russia. The 3 UK-headquartered companies have failed to properly exit Russia in the wake of Putin's invasion, according to a new report by the moral rating agency. The MRA report warns that just 17 of the world's 122 largest companies have fully exited Russia, as it claims 59 remain stuck in the middle, while a further 46 are still entirely in. City businessman Mark Dixon, who founded the MRA in February, accused an array of multinational firms of failing to properly exit Russia, as he claimed top companies often get credit before they have left. The report warns that a plethora of the world's largest companies, including BP, have pledged to sell their Russian assets but have failed to actually offload them yet. The report notes some companies have relied on carve-out clauses to continue operating in Russia and continue selling essential goods. An HSBC spokesperson said the bank has signed an agreement to sell its Russian business to Expobank JSC. We are continuing to work on completion of this transaction, which is subject to various regulatory approvals within Russia, and once concluded, the HSBC Group will exit its operations in Russia, the HSBC spokesperson said.
This post received a score of 42,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
What an article. Not that I'm surprised by any of this.
We pledged to sell our assets, not our fault if nobody wants to buy.
The word pledge lost all its meaning apparently in recent years. It's like pinky promise but no.
Just like we're sorry.
Just like we're committed to
lean into
internal investigations.
What? HSBC, the bank that money laundered for drug cartels and Al-Qaeda, is still doing business in Russia. I am shocked.
And when they were caught and convicted, they ended up being fined only a tiny fraction of what they earned committing the crime. A fee, basically.
Their back-end office did the calculations. It was worth the risk and fine.
I wonder how they'd change those calculations if we had a blanket rule that source and board members went to prison for that.
They'd probably hire fall guys as CEOs.
I mean, I'd spend a few years in jail for a few $100 million in salary and bonuses. I never got conjugal visits in Iraq, and the pay was shit, lol.
You mean PLEASE? You could follow the Barney model and work with the feds as an informant. Then you get the pay and no jail.
So did Adidas, Nike, DKNY, Levi and others. Do you really think that corporations give a shit about some war? It was all for a show to not get them cancelled. AFAIK, the only companies that truly left were Starbucks and McDonald's. Here is a legit reporter going to a mall in Moscow, I think, showing off you can buy all the new merch from all the companies that left.
Not sure about Starbucks, but a few months ago I was in Kaliningrad region, Russia, visiting family. McDonald's did not leave yet. There are still some fully operational restaurants working in the middle of Kaliningrad. A lot of McDonald's restaurants did close down and got rebranded to Tasty, and that's it. The ownership of the rebrand is very closely tied to Pravu ownership of McDonald's in Russia before war. More info about rebrand.
I'm surprised that the actual McDonald's corporation has anything to do with it. I figured your average Russian businessman would keep running the franchise with severed ties and tell the brand owners to fuck off.
I think they operate off a franchise model, where local owners operate the shop. I don't care for McD's but don't think the shops operating under new name is indicative of them being there. If McDonald's corporate in the US is still receiving franchising fees and doing the marketing, I think then they're still in, but otherwise they'd be out.
They are out, and at an almost loss. What's cool is that McDonald's could buy it back if the war ends soon.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.